Hello and welcome to this session, this hypnosis, this quantum activation, meditation, and transmission in embodying your sacred soul gifts, your theta healing mastery, and your capability, identity, and next level soul's evolution in stepping into your Dharma, your divine purpose, your mission, what it is that you are ready to express into the world and to create transformation within yourself and others. I am Lisa, and I am your kinesiologist, quantum hypnotherapist, and theta healing master. I am so excited for today's transmission. It's going to be a transmission, meaning that you're going to deeply relax and go within and embody the codes and absorb the codes and allow yourself to truly feel the frequency that I'm transmitting to you, that I am channeling to you, for you. And we are in co-creation here with your higher self and my higher self, your spirit team and my spirit team. So we're going to call in all the ancestral, the angelic, the ascended master support to really be here to witness you in this personal transformation so that you can really feel safe and held in this beautiful transformative cocoon or chrysalis where you get to eventually find your wings and fly and feel supported in the process. Okay, so we're going to get started straight away. I want you to set your intention. So I want to remind you that this is a quantum activation and hypnosis where you allow yourself to unlock your next level mastery in your soul's gift so that you can express it into the world and attract the clients, the prosperity, the abundance, and the divine timing experiences that allow you to truly feel fulfilled in every way. Okay, so let's start the intention process. In this session, what would you like to achieve? What would you like to accomplish? If you could have a transformation today in any way, mind, body, spirit, emotion, skill, allow yourself to really write that down or affirm it aloud to yourself. Now, the theme for today is the art and skill of teaching consciousness activation using theta healing. We're going to settle into an activation meditation where you not only receive downloads on teaching consciousness through downloads, but also how to embody that code within yourself so that you are the beacon of light, the inspiration, and the role model that transmits this frequency. And therefore, it is a natural state of being. You're not necessarily using your recall memory or your past experiences to teach. You very much are teaching from a channeling, from an intuitive space, from a supportive space that you trust yourself at all times in this channeling. So I've got the divine light on us. If you can tell that I've got the light already here, we're going to start breathing in and also rolling our shoulders back because this is also an embodiment practice. So I really want you to practice opening up your heart right now. So I want your chest to come out. I want your posture to straighten. Your shoulders are completely back. Your head is being balanced by your neck, by your shoulders. You allow your chin, your throat, your jaw, your entire face to completely relax. chin slightly tucked in, is what I mean. So just create that beautiful curvature between your upper body and your throat and your chest, just to create this divine heart opening. So I am also an energetic healer, and so this is very much me transmitting light codes to you. And I am channeling the light codes from the creator of all that is. And as I mentioned, our spirit team that's in co-creation right now. So I want you to trust yourself here and know that this is the space to play, because as you learn, you're meant to really allow yourself to play with this learning, not to get it right, not to need to get it right, but to really just be vulnerable here and embrace your vulnerability, embrace your curiosity and the beginner's mind. Um, it's really about you being the child right now, or the teenager right now, or the young adult right now. So I'm just activating the different parts of your inner child to come close as well and join us. So it's not only your benevolent ancestors here, it's not only your ascended masters here, it's not only your spirit team, it is actually all versions of yourself that get to witness you transform today. We're going to honor your inner child. And let's just muscle test 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's actually your inner teenager that wants to come through right now. And I really want you to be in a relaxing state, really start breathing deeply. The breath is very important in these meditations activations. I want you to just feel safe to breathe from the very core of your being. Breathe as deep as you can and let the belly inflate out. So when you breathe in, it might feel counterintuitive, like you're breathing in, right? But the belly's moving out as you breathe in. So you're filling up the lower body at the depths of your core, the very origin of your core. It's not the mid belly, it's at the very base of your core. You're breathing in, inflating your belly as you breathe in, letting that breath move all the way to the top of your lungs. Then you're holding your breath. So let's just do that. You're holding it. And before you exhale, after you hold it, you breathe a little bit more and you imagine that the oxygen is entering into your brain. So let's just practice this, breathing in and out. So belly out, breath all the way to the top of the lungs, chest out, heart open, confidence activated, jaw relaxed, face relaxed, holding the breath, letting the breath move into the brain, doing the best that you can. And then a very long exhale out. So we are learning theta healing. We're jumping right in the art and skill of teaching consciousness. The reason why I want to activate this skill is because it's all good and well to just download. I know how to feel confident. I know who I am as confident. I have the creator's perspective and definition of confidence. I know how to trust myself. I feel safe trusting myself. It is 100% possible to trust myself. I will always trust myself. Give myself permission to trust myself. I have the creator's perspective and definition of what it feels like to trust myself. I trust myself. I trust myself. Yes, I trust myself. So this is an example of downloads, right? And we express this to the client. Great. The client receives it. The client is intuitive. The client has all the answers. We have to see the client as source consciousness in front of us. We have to see the client as one with all that is, completely supported by their spirit team, completely in their power no matter what. And we project that onto the client. So well done. You're doing all the amazing things, right? But imagine if the client has never trusted him or herself before. This is just an example. Or imagine that the client is only embracing their sensuality and their sexuality now, right? So this is a real life example that I see in clinic. There are some clients that might actually have vulnerability issues and feel closed off sensually or sexually and not open, right? And so imagine you are downloading something for a client like, I know how to embrace my femininity. I know how to embrace my masculinity. I know how to feel safe being sexual. I know how to feel safe being sensual. I know how to feel safe in being my embodied sexual self. And yet the client has no idea what that actually looks like. Then we download, I have the creator's perspective and definition of what it feels like to feel worthy and expressive and confident and alive in my sexuality, right? We download that. But yet the client is like, but what does that actually mean? What does that actually look like? Like, what is that? And then we're intuitively being called to elaborate and teach what that is. And then the way that we download that is, let's teach you what sexuality means. Let's teach you how to open yourself up to discovering your personal blueprint of sexuality. Let's teach you how to live without the group consciousness perspective of sexuality and how to come home into your own internal focus so that you can recognize your unique expression of sexuality. Let's teach you how to release all societal programs, norms, and expectations of who you must be to feel sexual, to feel sensual. And let's allow you to really learn this from your own higher self or your future self that has already embodied this sacred sensuality, the sacred sexuality. Let's teach you how to feel safe in exploring and discovering this rather than having to get it right, rather than having to embody it from an instantaneous download. Let's allow you and teach you and bring forth the catalysts, the friendships, the experiences that allow you to blossom like a flower and fully express your true self without inhibition. Let's teach you how to release the inhibitions, what inhibitions you specifically have, so that you can identify your own specific issues and blocks when it comes to vulnerability and sacred sexuality. Let's teach you what your unique style is so that you can release betraying yourself, abandoning yourself in the name of conformity. So, can you see how there's one download, which is I know how to feel sexual and sensual in my body and fully embrace my body as a sacred vessel to express pleasure. It's one thing to download that, and it's a whole nother thing to elaborate on each download to create this tree of life. We're not just teaching the trunk of the tree, we're teaching all the branches and all the roots of the tree as well. So, would you like to really expand your consciousness right here and right now to learning the art of teaching consciousness? Say yes. Would you like to know how to teach the art of consciousness through shifting core beliefs, genetic beliefs, historical beliefs, and soul level beliefs? Say yes. Would you like to know how to teach your clients and yourself because you very much want to also teach this to yourself in order to then teach this to others. How to download feelings that have never been felt before and elaborate on the feelings and how to teach the feelings as well. Because, as I mentioned before, if your client has never felt safe when it comes to love, if this is the first time in their life that they have fallen in love, would you like to know how to teach feelings that they've never felt before and how to elaborate on that? So, if they've never felt love before, then you would feel called to then teach them the roots and the branches of what love feels like, what love is. So then you would be like, would you like to know that love comes from the divine source of all that is? Because maybe they don't know that. And would you like to know that love is all there is? Because maybe they don't know that. And would you like to know that it's safe to accept love and receive love and you don't have to earn it anymore? Because they might not know what that is. So there's a difference between I know how to love, I know what love feels like. I give myself permission to feel safe and worthy and deserving, and that it's 100% possible to be in love, versus would you like to know how to accept love as your inherent nature? And would you like to know that love can never be destroyed, that love can never be lost? Would you like to know that? So, can you see the difference between those two realms? And this is what we're activating for you. Would you like to also know how to teach the creator's perspective and definition and elaborate on that by tapping into the creator's wisdom? Say yes. Would you like to know how to teach discernment, how to ground and integrate every teaching, and how to connect it to the self, the heart, and the creator of all that is as well? Would you like to know how to teach your clients and yourself how to be impervious to anything that needs to be activated within them, such as impervious to doubt, impervious to toxicity, impervious to attack, impervious to negativity, impervious to worry, impervious to criticism? Would you like to have the awareness and the consciousness of teaching how to feel, be impervious? Would you like to know how to teach how to embody the higher self? How to heal the glands, the hormones, the chakras, the brain? How to release heavy metals? How to teach and release and activate contracts? How to teach and release and activate vows, curses, promises? How to release saving, healing, and fixing, and how to teach that? How to teach forgiveness through theta healing downloads and expansion of consciousness, and how to channel that? Would you like to know how to teach how to release negative karma and emotions such as resentment, guilt, and regret, including their parallels of symptoms such as bacteria, viruses, candida? Would you like to also teach positive feelings and know how to teach positive feelings in an easy and loving way? How to teach safety and possibility? How to teach decision making? So you're saying yes. How to teach who they are on an identity level? How to do a soul repair and teach soul repair? How to teach all the planes of existence and how to teach healing from all the planes of existence? And how to also teach unconditional love, what that is, what that feels like. How to release your clients through teaching who they are without obligations, who they are without entities, psychic attacks. How to teach them who they are without parasite. How to recreate the soul. And how to heal the womb and teach them how to heal themselves in the womb through a baby in the womb balance, and as well as a heart song balance. These are some theta healing activations for you. Would you like to know how to teach the art of digging for themselves and how to teach themselves? So, would you like to know how to teach your clients how to teach themselves? Would you like to know how to teach how to release spells, how to activate amino acids and the ATP, how to allow the heart and mind to play together, how to release programs, how to teach releasing programs, and how to teach releasing imprints, implants, bullying. Yeah. And would you like to know how to teach through all the layers of the neurological body, which is the environment, the behaviors, the capability, the belief, the identity, and the greater whole? So these are neurological levels, and we transform through this. Would you like to know how to teach your client how to shift and transform their environmental layers of self and their beliefs that are connected to the environment, how to shift behavior and capability, belief and identity through downloads and teaching consciousness, and how to teach their higher mind and how to activate their higher minds. So, when you're ready, we're going to now dive into the meditation. I want you to close your eyes. Be in stillness. Give yourself the space to be here. Remember your goal for today, what you want to receive, reclaim, release, and remember. So maybe we just activate that. I want to release. I choose to release. And just answer that. Now I need to take my own advice and open up the chest, put the shoulders back, tuck the chin in, make sure that the head is supported by the neck and is not too forward. Take a deep breath in. What are you reclaiming today? And what are you remembering today? And take a deep breath in. I want you to just take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And allow your body to relax into the chair or the floor or the earth beneath you. Imagine roots of light extend from the soles of your feet deep into the crystalline core of Mother Earth, anchoring your presence, grounding your body into safety. Now we're going to stay here with Mother Earth for a moment, and I want you to imagine that you are free of habitual compulsions and unhealthy patterns of behavior right here, right now. And I want you to imagine that you are free from all addictions. And I want you to imagine that you never participate in gossip. And as you feel your roots of light anchoring you deeper and deeper and deeper into presence and safety and grounding, you imagine that you are free to respond at the highest level of awareness, no matter what the situation is or how anyone else behaves. And I want you to imagine that there are no limits on what you can manifest. And I want you to imagine that you can see infinite possibilities at all times. And as you take a deep breath in, I want you to ask yourself, am I aware? Take a deep breath in. And just answer that question for yourself. And as you take a deep breath in, beloved soul, I want you to just draw that energy from the earth back up into your body, feeling it move up through your legs, your spine, your heart, your throat, and your crown. And just take a deep breath in and out. Shoulders back if you're sitting. If you're laying, shoulders back. Practicing shoulders back, open heart, open chest, confidence, 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 open heart, open chest, confidence, confidence, confidence. As you take a deep breath in, envision a sphere of light above your head, your personal source portal. Float your awareness into that light. Breathe. Breathing in. Hold. Breathing in a little bit more. Release. Breathing in. Breathe a little bit more. And release. I'd love for you to float your awareness into that light and keep going up through the layers of color and light, past the universe, past golden lights, past jelly-like substance, until you reach the pearly white light of the seventh plane of existence, the energy of creation, unconditional love and truth, this pearlescent, pure energy of pure love. And I want you to feel that pure love move through every cell of your being. Take a deep breath in and out. Now repeat after me. Creator of all that is. It is commanded that I now receive the activation of the divine teacher within me to embody and transmit consciousness for the highest and best good. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Now, I want you to just allow yourself to spread your wings and go a little bit higher in the seventh plane of existence, doing the best that you can. Take a deep breath in and witness yourself spreading your wings, maybe. The wings of light that represent you flying high, living your divine purpose in pure devotion and alignment to who you truly are. We're going to now stay in the seventh plane of existence. So I want you to breathe in that pearlescent light and let yourself fill your entire energetic body with pure light. And we're activating the identity of the teacher. Take a deep breath in and out. Now remember, we're going to do downloads shortly. Repeat after me. Creator, teach me what it feels like to teach as source teachers through presence, compassion, intelligence, and embodiment. Take a deep breath in and out. Repeat these downloads after me. I understand that my words carry divine codes of remembrance. I am safe to be seen as a teacher, guide, and mirror of truth. Take a deep breath in. I understand my role as a vessel through which others remember their own wisdom. Creator, show me that teaching is not performance. It is resonance. Allow me to remember that when I speak, I awaken remembrance in others. So we're downloading that for you as well. That you understand that your words carry divine codes of remembrance, that you are safe to be seen as a teacher, guide, and mirror of truth, that you understand your role as a vessel through which others remember their own wisdom, that you are not teaching through performance, you are teaching through resonance, allowing yourself to remember that when you speak, you awaken remembrance in others. Take a deep breath in and out. What does it feel like in your body to be seen as a teacher? Feel it. Maybe reflect on it. What energy shifts when you allow that identity? Take a deep breath in and out. Deepen your relaxation. Let go of all tension in your face, in your body. Maybe wiggle it out, wriggle it out, shake it out. Maybe tap it out. Tap, 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 tap. Tap it out. Tap your chest. Tap your crown. Or completely let go and go into a deeper relaxation. We are now activating teaching through energy, knowing that we're going to have downloads shortly. Take a deep breath in, beloved soul that is learning sacred mastery and the soul gift of teaching consciousness. Repeating after me. Creator, teach me how to teach through energy. Not only through words. Show me how to translate multi-dimensional truths into language that the mind can receive. I know what it feels like to create a safe field where transformation happens organically. Take a deep breath in and release. I trust that my presence alone teaches. I know how to attune to each soul's readiness without lowering my vibration. I have discernment on high and low vibration. Creator, activate the field of transmission within my voice, eyes, and heart, so that everyone who hears me receives the exact vibration of truth that they are ready for. So as you take a deep breath in, let your energy move through the throat, heart, and third eye, and allow this beautiful golden light to expand out into your aura. So, receiving these downloads, you are being activated now to teach through energy, not only through words, to translate multi-dimensional truths into language that the mind can receive. That you know what it feels like to create safe field where transformation happens organically, and you trust your presence alone teaches. You know how to attune to each soul's readiness without lowering your vibration, having discernment on what that actually means. And you activate the field of transmission within your voice, eyes, and heart so that everyone who hears you receives the exact vibration of truth that they are ready for. Take a deep breath in, beloved soul. We are powering through this activation so that you can just lay down and receive the downloads through a very loving meditation. Take a deep breath in. Embodied wisdom activation. Repeat after me. Creator, teach me how to teach from embodiment. I know how to share what I live, not only what I read. My lived experience is sacred curriculum. My vulnerability creates connection. I now release perfectionism and replace it with authenticity. Creator, bless my life lessons, the stories, the challenges, the breakthroughs, to become medicine and living examples for others. So, as you take a deep breath in, we are teaching you how to teach from embodiment so that you know how to share and share from what you live, so that your lived experience is a sacred curriculum and that your vulnerability creates connection and rapport. And you're also being activated in being blessed by your life lessons. The stories, the challenges, the breakthroughs become your medicine and you become a living example for others. So, as you take a deep breath in, I invite you to now take your time to recall a memory of deep learning in your life. What truth was revealed through that experience? It could be present, it could be something that was deeply traumatic. It could be something that you will never, ever, ever forget. Could be a rejection or heartbreak, but it doesn't have to be a life lesson through pain. Remember that. Remember who you are. You've had the most beautiful life experiences that have shaped you. So, what truth was revealed through the experience where there was a really deep learning in your life? Could have been a health condition. And I want that truth that was revealed to now be your teaching frequency. As you take a deep breath in, We are now activating divine communication. Repeating after me as you take a deep breath in and do a sigh on your exhale. More like a release. One more breath in. Let it all out, let it all out, let it all out. We're activating and healing in the process of this activation. Repeating after me. Creator, teach me to communicate divine concepts with clarity, grace, and ease. I know the difference between speaking to impress and speaking to awaken. I listen deeply to the unspoken. I know how to let silence teach. I am a vessel for curiosity, not only authority. Creator, clear me from all vows, oaths, and fears of speaking truth, being misunderstood, judged, or rejected. Replace them with divine confidence and gentle power. Take a deep breath in. I want you to breathe into your throat 3 times. And as you breathe into your throat 3 times, you're feeling a turquoise white light radiating through your vocal cords, cleansing and clearing your inner voice to a whole new world, to a whole new world. And maybe you want to sing as an activation of your throat chakra. Maybe you want to practice some light language. Maybe you want to just do a beautiful Om, anything to activate that your vocal cords. Now, we're going to continue with the activation. Co-creation with Creator. Creator, remind me that I never teach alone. I co-create every class, every word, every healing with you. I receive inspiration in the perfect moment. I am guided to say exactly what awakens the next level of understanding. Take a deep breath in and release. Repeating after me. True teaching is a living prayer. I have discernment on what that feels like. I allow the Creator to teach through me. Now, as you take a deep breath in, I'd like you to take your time to visualize standing before a circle of light beings. And this circle of light beings that you find yourself standing before represents your future students, clients, mentees, those that you are co-creating with. And I want you to feel and see, allow the Creator to flow through their words. Let them feel the love moving through their throats and heart as they speak silently or aloud. And let this happen to you too in this visualization. Take a deep breath in. We're almost complete with the activations. We got maybe 2 to 3 more. Awakening others as teachers. Creator, teach me how to activate the teacher within others. I understand that empowering others multiplies light. I celebrate others' mastery without fear or competition. I witness the awakening of consciousness in others with joy. Take a deep breath in, and as you're breathing, you are visualizing doing the best that you can, beloved soul. Each person, the participant, will ever teach becoming radiant. So let's just say that again. Those that you are teaching to be their own teacher, witness them becoming radiant in their own light, as if it's this domino effect of you as light teaching others to be their own light. And these others are teaching others to be their own light. And you're witnessing this beautiful galaxy of lights that each person is becoming turned on in light as they awaken consciousness through a domino effect. And you're seeing this domino effect. Could be anything. I mean, I'm just looking at this, and if you were just to look at the screen right now, it's like you can just see that each and every light is interconnected, and we're all teaching consciousness to one another. So allow yourself to take a deep breath in. I just want to download something to you as you witness this. Take a deep breath in. Remember what it means to be a theta healer. Downloading. You work with others to discover limiting beliefs that keep them from what they want, and you know how to. You teach others how to embrace their beliefs, and you know how to. You can just say yes to this. You teach others how to ask the Creator for help, and you know how to. You teach others how to become divine beings, and you know how to. You teach others that it is good to go to the doctor, and you know how to. You teach others that it's okay to be a healer, and you know how to. And you teach others that it's okay to see spirit, that they are not crazy, and how to send it to the light, and you know how to. That you teach people how to live and become who they really are, and you know how to. Say yes. I know what it feels like to put the interest of my clients above my own. Say yes. I know how to co-create with Creator. I know how to dig for the key belief from the seventh plane perspective. I know how to use all methods of digging work in session. Say yes. I know how to understand that the only things that stop healing from happening are fear, doubt, disbelief, and lack of virtues. Take a deep breath in and out. Take one more deep breath in, beloved, and out. All right. Frequency and legacy. This is the last activation before the downloads. Woo! Creator, teach me how to embody a high frequency that teaches beyond words with discernment on high frequency. My voice transmits safety, truth, and confidence, even conviction. I harmonize the collective nervous system as I speak. I know that my teachings ripple across generations. I am the living bridge of divine remembrance on earth. I allow my teaching to evolve as I evolve. So now I'm going to just download this for you, and all I want you to do is rest. Creator, thank you for this activation. I command that this new ability to teach consciousness through frequency, embodiment, and divine communication be sealed and integrated into every cell, every timeline, every layer of our being, your being, you. Show us the completion. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. So I want you to know that you are awakened as a teacher of consciousness. And I want you to now go back to that tingly white light. Be in the seventh plane of existence. Drink in the seventh plane of existence. And now we're downloading. So I want you to just be in rest. Take a deep breath in and out. You're embarking on a journey, a wonderful, healing, beneficial journey. One you're always enjoying. Each time you take this journey, you become more and more relaxed, more at ease. You enter into a peaceful, healing, hypnotic sleep where you're totally aware, deeper and deeper and deeper. Your very heavy eyelids are closed. You're breathing deeply and relaxing more and more with each breath. All sounds can gently fade away. Nothing distracting you, nothing disturbing you. My voice is always soothing. You do not consciously need to listen to my soothing, relaxing voice. Your inner mind, your unconscious, hears, records, and recalls for the conscious mind. Every word that I say, allow the muscles in your face to relax. Feel them become loose, calm, relaxed. Closing your eyes now. Deepening your meditation. Breathing the divine source light. Embodying your higher self. Merging with the light of your higher self. Knowing your higher self is you, divine, truthful, honest, virtuous, alive, wise, align. Take a deep breath in, deepening your relaxation. I know what it feels like to teach as Source teaches, through love, clarity, and non-attachment. I know how to embody the divine teacher archetype with humility and grace. I know how to balance authority with compassion in every teaching moment. I know how to balance and understand that being a teacher is a sacred act of remembrance, not superiority. I am safe to be fully seen as a guide and channel of divine wisdom. Take a deep breath in. I know how to transmit truth without needing validation. I recognize that my energy field teaches before my words are spoken. I am confident in the wisdom that flows through me from Creator. I know what it feels like to hold the frequency of mastery while remaining human, humble, and real. I understand that teaching is an act of devotion to Creator and to humanity. I know how to co create every lesson with the energy of the seventh plane. I trust that Creator speaks through me effortlessly and clearly. I know how to allow divine guidance to structure my teaching in real time. I understand that inspiration is a partnership with Source, not something I must force. I know how to ask Creator, what do these souls need to remember today? And receive the answers instantly. I am receptive to intuitive downloads while teaching. I know how to surrender the ego and let truth flow without overthinking. I understand the rhythm of divine timing in sharing knowledge. I trust that what I teach is divinely orchestrated for every person's highest good. I know what it feels like to let Creator be the real teacher through me. I know how to express multidimensional truths in simple, grounded language. I understand the tone, pacing, and vibration that opens people's hearts to learning. I know what it feels like to speak from the truth rather than fear of judgment. I know how to use my voice as a vibrational tool that harmonizes nervous systems. I know how to let silence teach when words are not needed. I know what it feels like to be fully present while teaching. I can sense when someone has truly integrated what I've shared. I know how to read the energetic feedback of a group and adjust my delivery accordingly. I understand how to use language that activates remembrance instead of dependency. I know how to communicate with authority while keeping hearts open. I know how to teach from my lived experience instead of theory. I understand that my story is sacred curriculum. I know how to translate my personal transformation into universal lessons. I am comfortable using vulnerability as a tool of connection. I know how to hold space for others while remaining self-sourced. I understand the best teaching arises from authenticity, not perfection. I know what it feels like to embody my teachings daily. I understand that embodiment creates trust more powerfully than explanation. I know how to teach emotional intelligence through presence and example. I trust that my embodiment magnetizes those ready for transformation. I know how to teach through frequency and energy, not only information. I understand how to hold an energetic field that uplifts and expands others. I know how to transmit peace through my nervous system while teaching. I know what it feels like to be the calm in the room where transformation happens. I understand how my body language, tone, and stillness communicate safety. I can calibrate my energy to match the readiness of my students whilst maintaining my own vibration. I know how to merge logic and intuition in my teaching. I trust that my aura transmits exactly what words cannot. I know what it feels like to deliver light codes through voice and presence. I understand that true teaching is a vibrational initiation. I feel safe, initiated as a teacher of consciousness. I feel worthy, deserving, and capable of this initiation now and always. I know how to identify when a student is ready to lead. I know how to activate the inner teacher in others without ego involvement. I know how to, and I do understand that empowering others strengthens the collective light. I know what it feels like to celebrate my students' mastery without comparison. I know what it feels like to celebrate my own mastery. I understand that my success is measured by how many others awaken, and I have discernment on releasing, measuring success through my mind. I measure success through my own truth, knowing how to. I feel it. I envision it. I reclaim it. I allow it. I allow divine love show me, lead me, guide me into my success. I know how to plant seeds of remembrance that bloom after my interaction with others. I trust that my teachings ripple through timelines even when unseen. I trust and know how to teach so others discover their own answers. I understand that every question is an opportunity for shared discovery. I know how to feel safe in sacred silences that awaken truth and self-discovery. I know what it feels like to create self-sufficient, empowered learners. I know it's safe to be a teacher even if I'm still learning. I understand that teaching is a mirror for my own continued growth. I know how to stand tall in my worth without superiority. I trust my divine timing in being seen as a leader. I know how to teach in front of others without fear of judgment. I know how to detach from the need for praise or approval. I know how to handle criticism with grace and neutrality. I understand that imperfection invites authenticity. I know how to balance structure with flow in my teachings. I know how to feel safe being fully expressed as a teacher of truth. I know how to teach concepts that transcend duality. I understand how to guide others beyond the mind into direct experience. I know what it feels like to teach from unity consciousness, having the creator's perspective and definition of unity consciousness, a state of truth, being, and awareness that I am one with all that is, that all is one conscious awareness animating form through liquid light as liquid light, as vibration of light, sound, intelligence. I understand how to lead others into higher states of awareness safely. I know how to awaken curiosity rather than give all answers. I know how to teach people to trust their own connection with Creator. I understand how to weave science, spirituality, and embodiment together. I know how to make abstract wisdom practical for daily life. I know how to translate spiritual truth into grounded human language. I know what it feels like to hold a multi-dimensional classroom of souls. I know how to teach without manipulation or hidden agenda, and I do teach without manipulation or hidden agenda. I understand that integrity sustains true power, and I always operate from integrity and sustained true power. I know how to keep my energy clear before, during, and after teaching. I understand that transparency builds trust and safety. I know how to maintain healthy, energetic boundaries with students, clients, those I collaborate and teach. I know how to release any attachment to outcome in teaching, having full wisdom as to why that's important. I know what it feels like to be guided by divine truth, not personal gain. I understand that teaching is sacred service, and I know how to live without having to perform. I know how to discern what should and shouldn't be shared at each level. I know how to teach in alignment with divine law and free will. I know that my teachings contribute to humanity's collective awakening. I understand how to let my work evolve as I evolve. I know how to allow my teachings to reach the souls that need them most. I am anchored as a living embodiment of the divine teacher, transmitting love, wisdom, and consciousness wherever I go. I know what it feels like to complete each teaching moment with grace and discernment. I know how to remain a student even as I teach. I trust that divine opportunities for teaching flow to me effortlessly. I know how to teach with gratitude rather than obligation. I understand that my teachings carry eternal impact beyond this lifetime. As you take a deep breath in, we command you receive this download. Creator of all that is. It is commanded that this process now activates and anchors the divine teacher within me, within you, within us, in alignment with your highest timeline, truth, and divine service. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Creator, it is commanded that all downloads now integrate perfectly through all planes, dimensions, and levels of existence, that each command and download is received in every cell, every atom, every molecule, and every quantum particle of your being, our being. Creator, may you show us how it feels to live, breathe, and move as the embodiment of divine wisdom, that every word we speak uplifts and liberates consciousness, that this activation is the bridge between the conscious and the unconscious, so that teaching becomes natural, joyful, and divinely guided, divinely channeled, divinely supported. Create a release from us any programs, fears, or contracts that limit expression as a teacher. Any memories of persecution from sharing truth, any trauma of being misunderstood, silenced, or rejected, any vows of invisibility, servitude, or playing small. Replace them with divine confidence, clarity, and safety to teach as love itself. Creator, show us your perspective on teaching so that we can feel that we are never separate, never alone, and never needing to prove ourselves. Creator, it is commanded that the activation of the divine teaching channel is now set in motion, connecting the crown, heart, and throat in one column of pure golden white, pearlescent, iridescent light. Let this channel be self-clearing, eternally connected to the seventh plane, activating this now for you and us. That every time you teach, speak, that your voice carries frequencies of love, light, remembrance, and awakening. Creator, it is commanded that the energy of our field gently upgrades the consciousness of those who are listening, that every teaching becomes an act of healing, that every word becomes a code of light, that every silence becomes an initiation. Creator, bless us with the knowing that we are never teaching alone, that the presence of the Creator in every class, every session, every conversation is always active. Surround us with frequencies of teaching guides, angels, ascended masters, and the souls that are here to support. It is commanded that all teachings serve the highest and best good of all and for all in perfect divine timing. Creator, seal this activation now, anchoring the vibration of the divine teacher within our cells and DNA, aura, and voice. I command that the frequency continues to unfold, strengthen, and evolve as we evolve, always aligned with the highest integrity, purity, and joy. Show us the completion. Allow us to ground deeply into the earth now, feeling whole, feeling grounded, radiant, and clear, living the embodiment of the divine teacher. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. As you take a deep breath in and awaken from your meditation, allow yourself to recognize that it is safe to have sacred pauses when teaching, that you can tune in, and the client, participant, student, and those that you teach feel safe in the sacred silence as you tune in. That the more you create intentionality in what it is that you are tuning into, the more respected you feel for your integrity in channeling, expressing, and bringing forth the codes, the information, the consciousness that is necessary and relevant in that moment. Trusting it wholeheartedly, trusting what comes through, and knowing how to trust. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Beloved soul, I cannot wait until the next activation for your Theta Healing Mastery and unlocking your soul's gift. If there are any comments, questions, or feedback, feel free to comment. Feel free to request what you would like the next activation to be on. And allow yourself to enjoy this activated alternate state of pure source energy. It's just so beautiful right now to witness you. My name is Lisa, and I serve my clients on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays now in Neutral Bay if you're in Sydney, and online as well. I have clients all over the world, and I would love to activate you. I currently have 35% off sessions because I want to serve as many souls as possible, because I am living my Dharma and I would like to pass the light on to you. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. See you guys soon.